All right, now let's look at strings and let's see how we can treat strings as lists. Let me define some simple string, let's say just hello. And if I use the function list, basically this is the function you can use to convert string and few other things to a list. So let's say I say my string, and then I can just print that for now, and you will see what comes out of that. So if I run these two lines, right, I get my string as hello, and then if I use list, you can see that the string is now converted into a list with items being the characters of that string. Right? Now let me name this character list. Right? Now why this is useful? Now so far it's not that helpful because, well, what is the point of converting a string into a list with items being the characters? Now let's say you want to do string manipulation. Let's say it's a little bit of a not practical example here, but let's say I want to change the first character from H to J, right? And then I'm going to print char list. Since it's a list, I can definitely see the result as H being replaced with J, but it still is in the format of a list. Now here is a specific method that you can use. You can kind of join these characters back together and make the list a string again. Right? Here is what we do. We say, well, dot join. So join the characters in the character list and do not put anything between them, right? This kind of open close quotation there. So I'm going to call this modified string, and then I'm going to print modified string. And if I take this out, I'm going to do print string, my string. So this is a kind of operation that you might find yourself doing frequently here and there, and you use these characteristics of this string that can be converted into a list. So you convert it into a list, gives you a list of characters. You do character manipulation. You want to replace a specific character in your list. Maybe you want to count the number of certain characters in a word. It's easier to convert it into a list sometimes, not always. And then you can use join if you're doing string manipulation, and you can use this specific approach for joining these character lists back together and create a modified string, which looks like a string, not a list anymore. So you started with hello, and now you have Jello. Hopefully that makes sense. Next is sorting lists. Right? This is very simple, at least to the level that we want to cover that. If I just put together a bunch of numbers, in this case not ordered, 3, 1, 4, 2, let's say it's my list, I can simply say my list sort, and basically nothing there, and then you print my list. Now there's something I want you to pay attention to, that is that I'm not really putting the output of this. I'm applying this method sort on my list, and the list is changed in place, right? So when I print my list, right, the same list I had here now is sorted. I'm not saving it. I'm not saving the output into any variable. So this is a kind of method that applies the change in place. All right. Now there is something else in Python, the function called sorted. All right. My list. Now, if I print this, and just maybe I'll take these out. You can comment out certain lines by just selecting those lines, and at least on Windows we can press Control / and then it converts the lines into comments. And if you do it again, it converts the lines back to it removes the comment sign from those lines. So sometimes I do it to just take out certain lines when I don't want them to be executed. Right? So let's say I have the list. Now I say sorted my list and print. Right? Now you can see it's again sorted. So the function sorted and the method.sort seems like they do the same. But here is the difference. If I print my list again, right? See, the sorted returns a sorted list, but it doesn't change the original list. When I print the original list, it's still not sorted. So, depending on what you want to do you want to sort the list in place? You can use just .sort and it returns nothing, or you can sort the list with the function sorted, right, and then print the sorted list. Right? So in this case, I am keeping my original list. Right? This is the sorted version, and my original list is still intact. So depending on what you want to do, you want to make the change in place, or you want to get a new variable and keep the original list kind of intact. Right? The last thing is finding min and max in a list. Very easy, as you can imagine. There are like basically two functions, min and max. You can just say min my list and max my list. So you can use these two functions. The first one gives you the minimum, the second one gives you the maximum value in your list. Now if you want to do a little bit of max and min in a list of mixed data type with numbers and strings, things get a little tricky, and we can use actually list comprehension for loop to do that, and maybe we will revisit this process once we talk about for loop.